I completely forgot about a creature that I will bring up in a bit. But howdy, hi, and hello. Welcome to C&C Talks. As usual, I am one of your hosts. I am Noah. I'm usually the DM.
I'm Cody. I play Ranto. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Today we are going to be discussing monsters.
Monsters in general. Not really specifying, but we can specify more.
Yeah, we have a couple things we're going to talk about, but we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it right now.
At this very moment, there are 14 types of monsters. Aberrations, beast, celestial, constructs, dragons, elemental, fae, fiend, giant, humanoid, monstrosities, ooze, plant, and undead. Some of them are kind of obvious. Undead are just dead creatures, dead humanoids of that sort. Plants are kind of like awoken shrubbery, I'm guessing. Ooze, just think of gack or slime.
Gelatinous cube.
Yeah.
That's what everybody thinks of.
Yeah, but I wanted to try and give a better idea on
Jello.
there you go. Monstrosities I'll get back into. Humanoids are just us.
Well, humanoids could be anything like Aarakocras,
Tiefling, furbolgs. Orcs and goblins now partially count as humanoids, but also don't. The goblins also count as fae now, which I don't understand.
I'm very confused. It's pretty much, I feel like most people would understand, humanoid is humanoid beings.
Yeah. Giants are, how do you describe giants? Tall motherfuckers
Massive humanoids
that deal with elements.
Yeah, it's like massive humanoids. Mm-hmm. But I guess it doesn't have to be a humanoid because it can be like, for example, an Aarakocra can also be a giant.
What?
Yeah, according to the D&D rolling, it shows Aarakocra can be partially a giant. I think it depends. I think what it is, how do I want to explain that?
I hate it. Doesn't matter. I hate it.
Yeah. But like the other things are like the Demigorgon. Obviously like cloud giants. So another thing that they consider some giants are like crab folk. Like what? Giant crabs. Okay. Like giant crabs.
I thought we were talking about like crab
Cyclops.
People from South Park.
No, I'm literally looking. So this has nothing to do with what we're going to discuss later. But one of my favorite things about D&D is the fact that obviously they're like owned or trademarked by Wizards of the Coast. And as you know, I like to play Magic as well. Magic the Gathering. Well, they did the crossovers with Theros and stuff like that. So they have like Doomwig Giant and stuff like that. Those things are so cool. I didn't even know there was a Fog Giant.
I didn't know that either.
Morden, I can't pronounce.
Mordenkainen's
Fiendish Folio Volu?
What? Let me see this shit. Volo's Guide to Everything? Or Volo's Guide to Monsters? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about...
No, it says it's
Mordenkainen's Fiendish Folio.
Yeah.
That's just... I'd never got it. It was just seemed like a one-off or a spin-off of just one of the books.
It's just a digital content pack.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are really cool. What else do we have? Obviously, fiends, which are like devils, demons.
Well, those are technically two different things, which I think is moronic. I know there's a massive amount of lore to it, and they're two different types. One of them only deals with contracts, trying to convince people like, hey, we're not actually bad, but you can get some powers from us for your soul. There you go. While the other one is just there to kill, pretty much.
All right.
But I think they're the exact same thing when I use them.
Yeah, see, I think they're mostly, like under D&D, I'm looking on the list here. It looks like fiends, they're mostly just like any type of devils and stuff like that. Like, there was the ones from the Magic, like the Abyssal Overlord, Abhorrent Overlord, my bad. Abyssal Wretch, which is from the Tomb of Foes. Abyssal Chicken, which is from Baldur's Gate. It looks fucking sick.
I despise of the fuck is that?
That's an abyssal chicken.
Get the fuck out of here.
It doesn't even have feathers. It's fucking beautiful.
Anyway, I despise of any adventure book. We could talk about this. I could talk about it for hours if I really want to, but I despise of adventure books.
I would say I don't despise them. I think their contents are very good, and they're a good guide for people, but like, also, I feel like at the same time, if you go exactly by the book, you're not going to have a good time as a DM. Sometimes it's like, I feel like the book is a good guide for the storyline,
Yeah.
but like you can't literally go by every scenario in the book. I think it's cool that you can play through like Curse of Strahd. That storyline seems so fucking cool. If you do, hey, random encounter like we did, and then it's just like, oh, it's gonna spawn all these fucking things and you're gonna die immediately.
Yeah.
That's at the DM's discretion. Like, don't follow exactly by the book, but you can definitely use the story from it. Especially, I like whenever they come out with creatures and stuff. Like, the source books.
Yeah.
Instead, I like source books a lot.
I did not like Monsters of the Multiverse book. They just remade a bunch of monsters that were already created, reworked them, which I understand. You want to try and make monsters harder or try and balance them easier. But if I'm here to buy a book or digitally buy a book with monsters in it, it better be something fucking.
Yeah. I'm like excited but not excited for the new one.
What new one?
The space one.
Oh, it's already out.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying like the new one. I haven't like looked at it or anything.
All my friends keep saying, yeah, it's not good. It's like one of the worst books that they tried to.
It's like space monkeys and stuff. That's weird.
Yeah. But continuing, we also have Fae, which are more... I don't even know how to describe those fuckers either. More whimsical.
Yeah, well, it's kind of weird because they also include things like Darklings,
so
Boggles.
Pretty much Feywild and Shadowfell are counting as Fae.
Yeah. So, like, Eladrin, like what...
Dylan's
character, what was it?
Ilthea.
Like what Ilthea was, but also, like, hags, they're considered...
Fae, yeah.
Fae as well. That's what the word was. Dryads. Like dryads and stuff like that. They're considered Fae.
Those fucking horny tree people.
Yeah. It's kind of weird, but some hobgoblins are considered Fae.
Yeah, they did change that. Goblins are now counting as Fae.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier.
I think it depends on them. Like,
yeah.
I think it's some types of them. It's a little weird. I see there's not like a lot in here, but there's like red caps, which are like pretty much like tiny goblins.
I fucking love red caps. If you want to piss some people off, bring in 2 to 3 red caps. They each get 4 fucking attacks. And aren't they at like level 5? 3. That's even worse.
Yeah.
4 attacks. They're fucking dodge.
Well, also, I think it
dodgy as
depends. Oh, I didn't buy Monsters of the Multiverse. Whoops. I can't look at that.
Get rid of them. Don't care. Get rid of that book. Worthless.
The sea hags are cool as hell. I think those.
I have used a sea hag.
They look terrifying. All I think of with sea hags is the I can't think of what they're called. I don't know why. I'm blanking so hard today, but it's one of the creatures from The Witcher 3.
Oh.
The Wild Hunt.
Never played
I know you never played it,
but yeah,
like we talked about that before, but I'm just saying it reminds me of one of them. It was like messed up. I think some rabbit folk are also considered Fae.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see 2 of them here, so I'm assuming that if they're not in with beasts, that we're going to say that's what they are.
Sure.
Next one up.
Elementals, which are just the different types of elements that formed or was magically formed to become their own element.
Yeah, like phoenixes are considered elementals.
I want to use that. Wait, is it an elemental? There's a giant fucking turtle. Or is that... No.
It might be
a beast. Dragon turtle.
Oh,
Sorry.
maybe.
Yep.
Something I thought that's really cool is from Fizban's Treasury of Dragons, the animated breath. Animated breath, that's considered an elemental. That's so cool.
You guys are fucked now.
Yeah. From the Guide to Ravnica, from like that supplement, they have like Arclight Phoenix, Blister Coil Weird, like weirds. Weirds are also considered elementals. They're just like...
Memphis are... They're like these elemental goblin-like floating fucks. They're very weak, but a lot of them can...
What did you call them?
Memphis?
Okay, they must be spelled different. I put in Memphis like Memphis, Tennessee. They didn't come up.
It's like MEPH.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Never mind. Then after that, we got Dragons. If you don't know what a dragon is, don't fucking listen to this podcast.
Don't play the game. Well, I'm joking. Please play the game. It's a really good
please
game.
play the game and learn what dragons are. And then we won't think you're a poopy head.
Yeah. Constructs.
Constructs, which are
robots.
Yeah, basically think robots. What's the other thing? Half robot. Cyborgs. Robot, cyborgs. Even things like technically like Pinocchio, like a wooden, like they could be wooden golems, like any types of stuff like that is a construct.
Pretty much anything that you have to make, you have to build this creature for it to be a thing.
Yeah, actually, now that you say that, it's probably a type of golem, but like you think of golems as being like rock.
Yeah,
that would technically be an element because it's not man-made.
It is, though, based on the fucking lore.
Is it?
Yeah, because the only way that you're able to create and build a certain kind of golem is by, like, taking days, weeks, months into just spending all your time to create this thing. It's not, here's a bunch of dirt blocks, zap it with some sentient magic, and it's there.
Yeah.
It takes a bunch of gold. I think it takes most of your spell slots just to fucking charge it.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, that versus... So would you say a golem is a construct but not an elemental?
Yes.
I'm thinking of more like a rock elemental, I guess.
Yeah.
Or like a earth elemental.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was just picturing a golem as
Golems
like...
you have to create. Elementals are
natural
born.
occurring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Celestials,
godly creatures,
angel beings.
I don't want to call them godly or heavenly. Like that's not relative.
It is though.
D&D. I mean, if you're
doing it
in a
based
fucking
off
Christian world, like in a Christian D&D world, but I'm talking like just in general. Like for example, like the Ashen Riders, for example, they are from the Theros.
Yeah.
Angels. Oh, that is an angel.
A lot of the things are just angels. They're just different kinds of angels.
Felidar, which is it's almost like a lion. What do you call them? Lioness? Or no, not lioness. What's a leonin?
There you go.
Leonin, that's what I was saying. But they're just like, godly is not the word I'm like, divine.
There you
divine, that's it. It's like a divine power. Like as where infernal would be the same as like fiendish in a way.
Beasts, which are just animalistic creatures.
Anything from a fucking dog, squirrel, ape to like I know they have some with owlbears, fucking dinosaurs.
Yep.
Those are considered beasts. And then the last one is an aberration.
Those are just a complete another different fuckery.
I feel like they are literally just like if you had a bunch of orderly files with different names.
I thought you were going to say...
Aberration is just like that file that you have that says miscellaneous because you don't know where else to put it. That's literally the best way I can describe it.
I thought you were going to say like a bunch of 5-year-olds are put into a room and be like, all right, we're just going to create something. I want tentacles, massive mouth, and bam, it lives in water.
Oh, yeah.
Aboleth.
But that's what it still goes with. Okay, what would you classify this as? And they're just like, it's an octopus, crocodile, puppy dog, squirrel, person. It's just like, okay, so it's an aberration.
There you go.
Yeah, like they have, I mean, I will say, I feel like aberrations are a little bit closer to like tentacly. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of the word they use in Magic the Gathering for like a horror or a like anything like that. That's kind of what I believe that would be.
Wait a fucking minute. Don't you dare tell me that this is wrong.
I don't like it. I don't like that either. Yep, I'm just going to go with that. These are all just basically horrors at this point.
I fucking hate it. An owlbear isn't a beast.
What is it?
It's a monstrosity.
Really?
Yeah, so monstrosities are pretty much magical experimental things that have gone wrong or like terrible curses.
Oh, wait, we're thinking the other way around. Aberrations are more like ghoulish, not like zombie ghoulish, but like everything I see is like just fucked up monsters like this. Like beholders, that's probably one of the most popular. Mind flayers are under aberrations, so pretty much anything with a tentacle. Let's put it that way. Besides, obviously, like an octopus. Yeah.
Anything, I feel like aberrations to me are just anything that deals with psychic or fucking with your mind.
Yeah. And then, sorry, I was thinking of that. Monstrosities are the ones that's like a clusterfuck of stuff. Like,
Well,
I feel like monstrosities you could honestly kind of put almost anything into, really.
so displacer beasts are, well, yeah, kind of. Bullets, mole-like animals, yetis, owlbears. Medusa counts as a monstrosity.
Basilisk.
Uh-huh.
Harpies.
Sea wolf? What the fuck is a sea wolf? I hate it.
Centaurs. They're considered monstrosities. Right there. They're in the monstrosity list on D&D.
I wouldn't put them in monstrosities, but I also wouldn't put them in humanoid.
Chimeras. Cockatrice.
Never mind, yeah, you are right.
Dude, that's the thing. It's crazy. Death dogs, deep crows, deep scions, demogorgon. That's what I'm saying. It's. I feel like monstrosities are anything that would be almost like abnormal in a way, like just like abnormally designed, almost like, I don't know. Like I said, just where you can't really put them into one class.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of like just a toss in.
Whoa. I know the episode is amazing so far, but I'm going to do a quick sponsor. Open Arms Pharmacy. They sell amazing kind of freeze-dried candy and fruit, and they have their own line of soda, like Jesus Christ. I'm going to go quick so you can get back to this amazing episode. They sell freeze-dried honey buns, Skittles, Sour Patch Kids, gummy worms, their own soda. There's 5 different flavors: vanilla bean, black cherry, blue raspberry, Coke, and strawberry. They also sell freeze-dried pickles, and if you're in the Punxsutawney or Brookville area, you can come into the store, and they also have an array of different other kinds of candy, from old-fashioned Laffy Taffy to random different kinds of cotton candy containers with a massive amount of other types of candy. So, you can still buy their stuff at Etsy.com at Open Arms Pharmacy. That's OPENARMS FARMACY. Thank you. Tell them that C&C sent you. Now, sorry to wait all that. Now, back into the episode.
Next thing we're going to talk about here would be... I got really close to that microphone.
Out of all of those,
yeah,
what's your favorite type?
Our favorite category. Yeah, category of them. I am going to say, just because I am a fiend for fucking horror, aberrations are definitely my favorite. I love mind flayers. I love the thought of like just things that will haunt your dreams. Like those are amazing to me.
When I started DM, it was constructs.
Really?
When I started, yes. I wanted to do a world based off of robotic people that have either been taken away from their city, or there's a higher power that's building them, and I just wanted to keep using them for everything. But as I kept going and kept DMing, I think my favorite that I will always go back to are humanoid.
That's fair.
Because in my opinion, you can do so much with any type of humanoid. Like, you are able to change anything you want within your monster. But with humanoids, that takes an even broader, wider stance on the world, which you can destroy. You can emotionally destroy them, not just physically. You can connect them to anyone.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. So you're looking more for on the style, like not the style, the story writing part of it.
As of right now,
and
yes.
the connections.
Yes.
So my outlook on it is just the
horror-esque.
The aesthetic of it.
Okay.
Like I really, I love pretty much anything horror. That's why I always offer to do the Halloween one-shots. Always try to find some fucked up way to do something. It is just very, I don't know. It's just something I've just really, I'm not going to say I've always enjoyed it, but I've enjoyed it, especially in D&D.
If it's not based on story-wise, I would probably do elementals then.
That's fair. That's what I would choose for characters, like to play as. If I had to fight someone, it would still be aberrations. But I think I like Genasi's and stuff like that, things that have to deal with elementals.
Do you
or elements?
remember the... Oh, like I don't know if it was you. But I did House on the Top of the Hill one shot. It's a...
You're talking about that board game?
Yeah, that board game. I turned into a one shot.
That's
I
not
don't
the
know if it
name
was
of
you guys.
That's not the name of the game, though. I'm trying to think of what the name of the game is.
Fuck. House on top of the hill. Something on top of the hill. I'm fucking up hard, my guy.
It's Betrayal.
That's it.
Betrayal at the house
On the hill.
Betrayal. I can't read that. Betrayal at House on the Hill.
That they need to fix that spelling.
That is so fucking weird. Betrayal at House on the Hill. Okay, that sounds weird when you say it that way.
But I made a one shot out of that, and one of the outcomes was a blood elemental.
That would be fucking sick.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I search for... During that, I searched for just any type of elemental. But I found fog elementals, horde elementals made out of gold, and different types of just horde magical items. Blood elemental. Anything goes with that. You can create your own dark elemental, light elemental, anything. And I think it can work so well within any campaign if you can maneuver it. I made a wine elemental. So if you get trapped inside of it, you start getting intoxicated.
That would be kind of cool.
I made a whole entire area where this guy was obsessed with candy, and he just made like a candy golem where some of his attacks are like Jawbreaker Cannonball, while the wine elemental just Wine Whip or Grapple, which can suffocate you and cause you to drown in wine, which can also cause you to go intoxicated. I love homebrew shit.
I got to be honest with you. I've leaned towards homebrew just late, like since we started playing again. Mm-hmm. Like when I moved away and then came back and we started hanging out and playing, and then obviously you started working with me and like everything. Like you joined, the same job and everything. So like we got more time together. Like we kept talking about it, and you and I feel like our creativity clicks well. That's one huge thing. You and I can sit down and talk about something, and
we talked about anime for a good hour.
just yelling. We're just like doing our work and then just like standing apart, and then we'll just like face away from each other and we'll just be like yelling over top of the machinery to talk about. But it's just like you and I, even when we talk about stuff about like storyline where you're like, I can't figure out how this would work. Like I'll just come in and we'll just brainstorm, and usually we come up with something that's fucking insane. Yeah. And it's so cool. And I love it. I think that
I have a monster that I need to bring up before we continue. Have you ever heard the story of the Bagman?
I hate you.
I love it.
You.
I love it.
I found this not too long ago. So in our Halloween thing, I was going to have them find a bag if they would have went a different route than what they did. Like you guys all. Yeah. And I had a bagman in a random sack in a room.
Dude.
So if you guys would have investigated a little more, you would have seen gold sticking out of it. But when you opened up, it basically was like gold that was being held by the bagman. And it would have just like dropped the gold and grabbed your... And then you would have, had to...
Pretty much dead.
Well, you'd have to try and fight it.
Dude. Well, it's only a level 6 challenge, but even then, you're in its realm right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, the other thing is that I wasn't going to do it at level 6.
Yeah.
I was going to increase everything about it, like all of its stats and stuff, but I was like I said, you guys started talking about it, and then I was like, because I was kind of doing it on the fly, and I was just like, forget it. I was like, they're not even going towards that building.
It has regeneration, grappler, which he has advantage to grapple you, and then dark amorphous. He can squeeze through narrow spaces about 1 inch. It can also use this ability to move to a completely different bag of holding, which that's his main thing, where he steals people either, I believe, being greedy or never cared about their items that they got. And he would just go from bag to bag.
So like not being...
I don't...
Here, I'll look it up real quick. But...
I got it.
Okay.
Beware the Bagman. The Bagman is an urban legend about an adventurer who sought to escape doom by abandoning his party and hiding inside a bag of holding. When he tried to leave, though, he became lost admin, a constantly increasing number of extra-dimensional storage spaces. Over time, the strange forces of this magical in-between place transforms the adventurer into a monstrous creature. Now, every night, the Bagman slips out of a random bag of holding. If he doesn't find his home, he drags someone back into the bag with him and leaves behind some trinket from his hidden kingdom of lost junk. Some say if you speak too loudly over an open bag of holding or whisper, follow my voice, into a magical storage space 3 times, the Bagman will come for you. Candyman.
That's basically what it is.
Or
it's like a more terrifying
Bloody
version.
Mary.
Yeah. Very, very terrifying version of the candy.
Because a Bagman is fucking slender. It looks like it hasn't eaten anything in many, many years.
So, also, I will tell you as well, they put out like the variant for it and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what the Bagman was from?
No.
Because if you look on the side of the page, it says April Fools. So listen, it says this content is not designed for use in regular games and may affect the overall balance of gameplay. Take caution when using this material. So it was originally created as kind of like a hoax thing.
An April Fool's thing.
But the thing is that's a pretty fucking good April Fool's because that is terrifying.
Yeah.
Especially the fucking fan art and stuff that's been drawn. And I think they took it and made it into an actual thing, right?
Yeah. They fully took it into Tasha's and it became an actual creature.
So Scariest Creature from Ravenloft. Van Richten's Guide?
Yep. Van Richten's Guide to Raven.
Yeah, whatever it is.
That's when we deal with Strahd, all of the domains of dread.
Yeah, that's nuts because that's like, it's just...
It would be so fucking cool making a monster just for the fuck of it, and then Wizard of the Coast being like, that's too good. Let's use it.
Yeah, that's I think it's cool. I think it's really cool. That's probably one of my favorite creatures, I would say. So going into that, what is specifically your favorite creature? But let's do, what's your favorite creature from Vreeland so far? Yes.
Snefra, just pulling out Snefra was nice. The only way that it just worked so well is that it became pack. They go in pack, and that is the only way I got you guys down. But then I added a twist to it where it was only going to be a tundra Arctic thing, but then it changed to their fur. Everything changes when you go to different
climates.
That's
pretty cool.
Because there was a Kickstarter that was like, hey, if you want to create a monster, we'll possibly put it in our book. I never got around to do it, but I was thinking just Snefra, it's elemental based, so if it's in, just say, a water Snefra, cold damage, or any of the sort, I thought it was so cool.
That is pretty cool.
But I don't want to agree with you. I don't want to. You want me to say ooze people.
Oh, I just thought you would say.
I know.
It's not what I want you to say. It's just what I thought. You take so much pride in those ooze people.
I do. I very much do.
I don't know. I think the Snefra are pretty cool, though, too.
All right, let's look at this wall of creatures.
I'm going to go with mine while you're doing that.
Okay.
Mine, so far, it had a very, very short-lived time. That skeleton dragon that was guarding the book. Listen, anytime I get to see a dragon, I'm excited. I don't care if it's about to kill me. I am excited. It's like my mom when she sees a bear. Like,
what?
My mom loves bears. Huh. So it's like the same thing. You should see her house. She has bears all over the place.
I got it.
What?
I have my favorite monster that I have done.
Go for it.
Oasis Mimic.
I hate you.
I loved that whole scenario.
And you did it because I hate mimics.
No.
Even though I named my merch company after a mimic.
Exactly. But it worked so well. It was only just a small idea, and I just kept rolling with it.
I love that Krista just finds out, though, that, like, her moonbeam just breaks the game.
Any kind of shape changer.
That sucks.
Cool.
I was just like, man, we're about to have a good time with this mimic. And she just goes, can I put the moonbeam right in its mouth? And I was like,
so
this bitch about to end this right now.
Well, if she would have went in the water and failed, I think a TPK would have happened. Or Ranto and Tim would have just been on their own.
It could have been.
Without going into the water and getting them.
Yeah. What saves were making? Constitution? Wisdom? I would have been fine.
Okay.
I have.
Oh yeah, you are part cleric.
Yeah. Or wait.
Yeah.
Is that charisma or is it
No,
wisdom?
wisdom.
Is wisdom for a cleric? Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't remember. It's been so long since we've actually
So-
played D&D that I haven't even looked at it.
It was. I think it just became the best scenario where you and Frondosa didn't go in the water. Mainly Frondosa, because if she would have gone in, there would be no moonbeam, and someone would be dragged down
Yeah.
and be dead. And I'm sorry, Kat. It would probably be you
Yeah.
since you got in first.
Yeah. Yeah, she was the first one to get in. It would have been, especially since everybody was sucking at rolling that day. That was bad. I was sitting there, I'm like, no one's making these saves. I was like, I don't know what this is. And then all of a sudden it clicked, and I was like, this motherfucker.
No,
I was
if
like,
you
if
did
it's a
this-
mimic, if this is a mimic. And then you made that smile, and I was like, I fucking hate it. I fucking hate this. I love it how we're just like, you can sense danger everywhere, but you don't see anything. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, that was the first part where I was like,
But then
what
you
the
guys
fuck
took
is
it to
happening?
a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, it's being sadist.
Oh
Or
yeah, that's what we thought. We thought it would have been Sadist or something like that because
Sadist
of
or
her
Tim. It's like-
turmoil.
yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, whatever. And then I was like looking around. I remember I was like, I'm gonna go for a long walk, and you're like, the oasis is really small.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's not
oh,
that
never
big.
mind. I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna walk around the perimeter of it. Anyway, that's I still like that bone dragon. I do have to say, I thought the mimic was. It was cool, but I just didn't want to be the one dealing with it. That's all. If I was an outside person, I'd be like, ha, fucking sucks for you. That's dope though. Instead I'm just like, oh, that's awesome. I hate myself. But all right, you ready to wrap this episode up? Make it short and sweet, or do we want to? Oh wait, I want to say, what's your favorite of all time?
So,
Doesn't matter that you have it. You can just look at it in a book and be like, "That's cool. I want to use that someday."
So the thing is, I mainly do homebrew.
Yeah,
On occasion, I do monsters in books. And if I do monsters in books, I tweak them to make them harder or easier. But if I had to choose a monster...
do you want me to go with mine first since I already know it?
Yeah.
Mine is pretty much any type of lich. I like liches.
Okay.
So there was an old game I used to play on computer. I actually still have it on my computer upstairs. It is called Might and Magic, and I think it's Might and Magic 6, The Mandate of Heaven. And I remember it's been a long time since I played it, but there was a place called Freehaven, and you could go in there, and there was a lich that you had to like go after and fight, and it's like your first actual, because it's a game based off of D&D.
Okay.
All your swords do a D something damage and all that stuff, and then it randomizes it through the game. Graphics are pretty shitty, everything. Like it's a really old game, but it's like I just ever since then I was like, man, liches are so cool. And then I've just always had a thing for liches then after that. I was like, I love playing with liches, like in general.
Have you ever wanted to become a lid?
I've never thought of that, really, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I mean, I would be opposed to Ranto becoming a lich, but like if I was like maybe less of like a good character, maybe where more of like neutral, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like Ranto just wouldn't be the right person to be a lich. Like if Ranto was to like
Become
die
immortal.
or basically die or become immortal or anything like that, he would not. I don't know. He probably wouldn't be categorized as a lich.
I am probably going to go back on the Blood Elemental. Even though it was killed in one round, I will always enjoy doing a different type of elemental that's not the main four. You don't know how it got one-shotted?
How?
They said, hey, I'm going to cast Destroy or Create Water. We took probably 30 minutes to figure out if it would work or not.
Oh,
I
mean, it would make sense.
It works. It does. It fucking works. And it died one shot. Very sad, but I still loved that whole...
It's a really clever idea, but that's the thing. Like, if you can make your players, even if they're like newer, it's especially with newer. You know, you would look at them and be like, let's see if they can figure this out. Mm-hmm. And then if they are smart enough to be like, I'm going to use Destroy Water, then it's like, dude, you have it.
Yeah.
Like, that's
You got
your
me.
kill. Like,
Yeah,
go for it. Like,
Fuck.
that's cool as hell. Like, literally, it's like Krista. Krista's a new player, and she used that moonbeam on the Mimic, and I was like, I'm really kind of upset we didn't get to fight this, but at the same time,
Thank you.
That's awesome. Well, it's not even just thank you. It's just like, dude, like, good fucking thinking. Because guess what? I played D&D way longer than her. I didn't even think about that. Mm-hmm. She was like, wait, a Mimic's a shapeshifter, right? And I just went, fuck! Like, fuck! Immediately, I was like, she's got it! Like, there's no way.
Yep.
It was very interesting.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think we're good to go.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for checking us out. Please follow us on, what is it, Instagram, Facebook.
Redo it. You didn't say the saying.
All right, guys. Adios. See you later and goodbye. This is Cody and Noah checking out from C&C Talks here. Thank you again for checking us out, for listening to the podcast. Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. That's all? Okay.
Spotify.
Oh,
Apple
yeah.
Podcasts,
You can find us on
all of that.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, several other different podcasts. Those are the two most common. Please check out our sponsor, Open Arms Pharmacy. Thank you guys so much for continuously supporting the podcast. Also, coming up, I have my own merch line. It is called Killer Mimic Merch. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. I will be getting a Twitter set up soon, so it should be set up by the time this is going on. I will be starting out with a few different designs. They're mostly D&D based, or fantasy based in general. Some of them are funny, some of them are not. So I'm going to hopefully have a pretty wide array of that coming up soon. So please, like all those pages, support the continue to support the podcast and the merch business. We extremely appreciate it, more than you will ever know.
Even just sharing it to a friend, going to just following, liking, anything supports us, and we are 100% grateful for everything.
Yes. More we get to do that, the more we get to put out for you guys, and more content we get to put out for you guys. Sorry, I ain't putting out for anybody.
More time that we get to play, baby.
Yeah. So, once again, thank you guys, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye. Adios, see you later, and goodbye, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that episode of Creatures and Cantrips. I must give credit where credit is due. Kaylin DeShong played Sadis Falcon. Jacob DeShong played Aaron/Vezrin. Cody Bush played Ranto. Dylan Daugherty played Tim. Megan Foster played Cathriel Ron. Krista Bush played Frondosa. And myself, Noah McCoy. I am the DM. Special thanks to Poor Man's Poison that is allowing us to use their music for the next foreseeable future. You can check them out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everything. They have their own website at poormanspoison.net, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and their TikTok at Poor Man's Poison. You can check us out on Instagram and Facebook at Creatures and Cantrips to see when the next episode has been uploaded or any news announcements pop up. We also have a Twitter. You can find us at Creature Cantrip. That is all one word and the C's are capital. If you enjoyed any of the episodes that have been out so far, please like, share, comment, subscribe, rate us 5 stars, follow us. Anything helps us to let this channel grow. The next episode will be out in 2 weeks, if not sooner. Have a good night, guys.
Are we the good people?
Yeah, we're always gonna be the good people.